Start recording. Okay, so let's see here. Radical expressions. We're going to learn how to simplify them and add, subtract, multiply, and divide. This is going to be so exciting. So basically, let's talk about what this means. So, Brian, I'm going to invite you to the conversation so you can watch what I'm doing.
Okay. I need that.
All right, so here it comes. So
Here comes a lot of noise.
no loud noise. Oh, I'm gonna mute you real quick. Okay, it shouldn't happen then.
Am I supposed to only just... How do I get the board thing?
I have to start it.
Oh, okay. Because I see you and then I see the class. Hi, Miss Lowell.
Hi. There we go. Am I plugged in? Yes. Where is my thing? Hello. Oh, it's on the wrong screen. That's fine. Okay, so my first question for you guys is, what is the commutative property? Who remembers what the commutative property is?
Wasn't that the one where you could move stuff around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No matter, like when you're multiplying 3 times 4, 4 times 3, same answer.
Exactly. You can move things around, just like commuting in a car. You move from one spot to another. Okay, so you can use the commutative property and the definition of square root to find an equivalent expression for the product of radicals. Obviously, product of radicals is multiplying together. So let's talk about this. So if we have the square root of 3 times the square root of 5. We begin by squaring. Wait a minute, let me see how.
So logically, like, couldn't you just find the square root of each of those and then multiply them together?
Miss Lowell.
I'm looking at the way they did this, and I looked at it before, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So, basically, let's make this easier on ourselves, and it goes to this whole thing about squaring them and then getting rid of the square roots. The basics are this: you multiply what's underneath the radical sign. You multiply your radicands together.
So 3 times 5.
Yeah. So basically,
And then you take the square root of that.
no, we don't take any square roots. We're just going to look at this. So I'm going to simplify this out. It goes into all this massive detail of what you're doing, but this is what I want you guys to know. I want you to know that if you're multiplying radicals, you have your radical sign, right? And then you multiply what's underneath of it. So radical 3 times radical 5 is radical 15. And then we'll get into more detail as needed. But just know that. So you multiply what is underneath the radical sign, your radicand, together. So square root of 3 times the square root of 5 equals the square root of 15. Okay. And now we're going to talk about simplifying. The simplify square root. There's 3 steps to this one, okay? So if we have something, step 1, let's talk about all this stuff. We want to I'm going to start with giving you a real problem. So everybody ready for this? We have the square root of 16 p to the 8th q to the 7th.
P to the 8th, Q to the 7th.
Right. Okay. So
Can you say that again?
yeah, so we have open radical, so square root of 16 p to the 8th q to the 7th. So the first thing we need to do is looking underneath our radical sign, we want to, so step one is factor the radicand. So we got to factor the radicand into as many squares as possible. Factor into squares. So basically, it's like taking a pan of brownies and cutting them up into squares. Brownies. So now let's look at this. We have 16 p to the 8th q to the 7th. So looking at just what's underneath, how do we turn that 16 into a square? What makes a square?
4 equal sides?
Well, not the shape of square.
Okay.
Well, you take 4.
Yes, 4. So it's the square, you have 4 squared, right?
Right.
Yep. Okay. Did you accept my sharing request for that, Brian?
Yeah, I did, but I'm not getting the screen thing where you're writing the stuff.
Gretchen, can you help Brian?
Sure.
And kind of what we're starting, the whiteboard that I always have up.
Okay, so what are we?
So the whiteboard. Can you see the whiteboard on the front of the TV? On the TV in the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for somewhere on his screen.
Huh. No. Had you had it here before, Brian?
Yesterday.
Huh.
Was it there before?
Yeah, I was here yesterday.
Yesterday.
It was? Okay.